Everyone is Hey everyone, it's DeagleBeagle. So today we're gonna go over Perrserker. Now, this Pokemon hasn't been used in a few years, and it potentially is a good fake outer in Trick Room, just attacker in general in Trick Room. So it having like the same speed as Iron Hands though, and being slower if Trick Room's up than Hariyama though, probably will make it not used that much because its main niche is probably fake out and maybe one of its abilities. So yeah, Hariyama, Iron Hands will probably be the two most similar Pokemon to it as far as how you would probably want to use it goes. I suppose you don't have to use it in Trick Room. You could use it outside of it, like for Tailwind or whatever. But I would probably use it in Trick Room. So Steel is good offensively in some ways, like versus Flutter Mane and whatnot. And you would have to think about it. You would have to really use it in a way that uses Fake Out, and Trick Room's a good way for that to get Trick Room set up. I suppose you could use it to get, well, you don't really probably need it for Tailwind because that Tailwind has priority. So outside of Trick Room, I probably wouldn't recommend Perrserker, but gotta stay open-minded. I wouldn't recommend Battle Armor because crits are only 1 in 24 chance, and they only do 50% more, and you're not using like Calm Mind or something with it. I should show a video with like Slowbro or whoever gets, no, not Slowbro, some other Pokemon with Battle Armor that gets like Calm Mind or Cursor or Volcup or something. I don't think you could very well do something like that, yeah, because it just has too low stats. So I'd probably use Fake Out, some Steel move. Let's look at all its moves. Metal Burst, I suppose, if you use Sash with it. You'd probably want heavy. Well, how heavy is it? £62? Dang. Okay, no. Heavy sounds bad. You would want Iron Head. You would want probably Close Combat or Low Kick. Probably Close Combat. And either play rough or something else. U-turn, possibly with it. You could U-turn to a more offensive Pokemon in Trick Room. I'd probably pick U-turn, and you can use it offensively to super affect some things like Psychic Pokemon. But this Pokemon is not looking very high tier. As far as the moves, Tough Claws, Bulbapedia. Tough Claws, let's see what that increases again. I know it's I think it's moves that make contact? Yeah, by 30%. So it's going to be like the physical moves. So is close combat? Yeah, close combat. Let's see if U-turn is one of them. I think it is. Yeah, U-turn, Fake Out. Yeah, Fake Out, Iron Head. Yeah, those are all moves affected by Tough Claws, and then even other moves it gets like Play Rough is also affected. And then what does it say? Although the following moves are affected by the ability, they can't be learned by anything with Tough Claws. Alright, so that's not relevant. All these moves get a boost. So it's either that or go with Steely Spirit that raises your steel moves like Iron Head by 50%. and your allies. But the thing with that is, what's that law in economics of diminishing returns? It's like you probably don't need like a bunch of steel moves. Like the more steel moves you use, like the less effective it is, or the less whatever moves of the same type, the less effective it is. It's better to have offensive variety, because if they know you're just going to use steel moves, then it's easier for them to resist you or whatever. Okay. As far as other steel allies you could use with it, I suppose if you did use Steely Spirit, you could use Goodra, Heatran, really any steel Pokemon. You could actually use Goldango. Goldango would be probably the best Pokemon to use with it, or Scissor, because it has either the spread powerful steel move or the priority steel move. So if you are using it with Steely Spirit, yeah, use Goldango or use Scissor. But that's too many of the same type of moves. So I probably wouldn't do that. Maybe if you're using Perrserker in Trick Room with a min speed Goldango with like specs, that would actually be pretty good, because you could super boost up Goldango, and Goldango's immune to Spore, so you won't really have to worry about a Moongus. I should actually try that on a troll team, but in general, I would recommend Tough Claws with it, and probably Assault Vest because it has low special defense, or you could use like Life Orb, but then you take Life Orb recoil from the Fake Out, so I don't know. And then Steel is weak to Fighting, Ground, and Fire. You could use, by the way, you could use Clear Amulet or something too. So Fire is decent, but then you're still weak to Ground. You could use Flying with it, or Water. Hard to say. You might want Water so it walls Heatran better, even though they can use Terra Grass Blast. But that's better than getting Heat Waved. Force them to have to use their Terra. But you would have to bust your Terra. I don't know, man. The fighting Pokemon you probably wouldn't do a lot against anyways, like Urshifu. But I suppose you could at least hit their ally or whatever. You could use Flying or Water with it. Probably not an offensive Terra. You would probably want a defensive Terra with it. But overall, this Pokemon is probably not like that high tier. So good luck with it. But I would say if I tried it personally, I wouldn't just use it with the standard type of set like this. I would use Steely Spirit and do something really wacky with like Goldango. So, thanks for watching.